stay prayed up and stay in the Lord. Because as young people, we tend to, it's all fun, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of fun in my life. But when certain things start to block you from a certain vision, you need to start pulling back from it, even myself. You know what I mean? And this morning, me and one of my friends was on our way to church. I won't call his name. And as I went into a store and I came back, from that time, from the time I went in to the time I got out the store, my friend was drunk. So I had to make a U-turn and drive back to Monroe to drop him off because he couldn't come to the house alone. We not in that shape, form, or fashion. So to all young people, have fun. I'm a grand witness. I love to have fun. But know when it's time to get God some time, you know, it's that time. And by saying that, I say, I've had some good days. Yeah. I've had some hills to climb.
Oh yeah.
I've had some weary days.
Yeah.
And some sleepless nights.
Uh-huh.
But when I look around,
Yeah.
and I think things over.
Yeah.
All of my good days, they outweigh my bad days.
Yeah.
And I won't complain. Sometimes the clouds hang low.
Yeah.
I can hardly see the road.
Yeah.
But I ask one question, Lord. Why so much pain?
Yeah.
For he knows what's best for me.
Yeah.
Although my weary eyes, they can't see. So I just say thank you, Lord. And I won't complain. Yeah.
Tell you what, buddy, you can't hold that note no more, huh? Let's find out, buddy.
A little rusty, but
Hey, looks like you gotta go to Gina Roy. That note right.
you to have your Bible in the book of Job. In the book of Job. Job 1. Job chapter 1 and verse 1. And Job 13 through 19. Job 1 and verse 1. And 13 through 19. Job 1 and verse 1 reads, there was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was blameless and upright, and one who feared God and shunned evil. Job 13 through 19. Now there was a day when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their own brother's house, in the oldest brother's house. And a messenger came to Job and said, the oxen were plying, and the donkeys were feeding beside them. Then the Sabine raided them and took them away. Indeed, they have killed the serpent with the edge of the sword, and I have escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, another also came and said, the fire of God fell from heaven and burned up the sheep and the serpent and consumed them. And I alone have escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, another also came and said, the Chaldeans formed their band, raided the camel and took them away, yes, and killed the serpent with the edge of the sword. And I alone have escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, another also came and said, your sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in the oldest brother's house. And suddenly a great wind came from across the wilderness and struck the four corners of the house, and it fell on the young people, and they are dead, and I alone have escaped to tell you. My brothers and sisters, rather briefly this morning, I want to talk about this morning when trouble come into your life. When trouble come into your life. What to do when trouble come into your life. My brothers and sisters, because in our text this morning, we talking about a man that trouble had came into his life. And it was all around him. And the first thing we need to know and get good on this morning, my brother and sister, is that I don't care how many days you come to church. You can come to church 365 days a year. You can fast 5 times a week. You can be a preacher, a deacon, or an usher, a choir member, a tithe and payer, a prayer warrior, or just a pew member. Yeah. But none of these things will prevent trouble from breaking in your life. Because when trouble comes in our life, we suffer trials and tribulation. Yeah. We suffer all kinds of testing. We experience an outside force trying to steal our inner joy. And that's why the songwriter said that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Yeah. And the world can't take it away. Yeah. And it's important to understand that our faith in God is not inimical from the throne of our life. Yeah. My brothers and sisters, because you don't have to go and look for trouble. Yeah. Trouble will find you. Yeah. And another point I want to make in the subject in the text today is that Job was tested and we went through trouble because he was the best God had. Yeah. God didn't tell him to go out there and get old Wayne Gerald. Yeah. He didn't tell him to go get old Samuel Sears. Yeah. God asked him, say, have you considered my servant Job? Yeah. Yeah. And my brother and sister, God knows what he was doing when he put Job up to go to the test. Yeah. Oh, Job knows the game. Yeah. Job knows all the game plans. Yeah. Job had practiced all the plays. Yeah. And God knows that he could count on Job. Yeah. Job had been shaped and studied all the game plans. Yeah. Because Job knows how to handle trouble. And that's what we need when trouble breaks loose in our lives. And no one is exempt from trouble. And the trouble you run from over here will follow you over there. And if the truth be told, you can't run from trouble. You can't hide or disguise yourself from trouble. I don't care how much weave you put on. I don't care how much makeup you put on. I don't care how much you try to hide out with tattoos. I don't care what kind of haircut you wear. You can't run from trouble. Trouble is going to follow you everywhere you go. My brothers and sisters, for even Job said it best in the 14th chapter. Job said that a man born of a woman is of a few days full of trouble. And my brothers and sisters, I think I ought to tell you this morning that Satan has some access in our lives. But he has very unlimited access. Because God's sovereignty over our lives has Satan with less power. My brothers and sisters, but God has all power. Can you see, my brother and sister, Satan only has so much power, so much access. Notice in the text, Satan took Job's possession. He took Job's children. He inflicted Job's body with disease. And right then, he tried to take Job's life. But God stepped in and said, no, Satan. Said, you don't get life, and you can't take it away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. My brother and sister, you see, my brother and sister, God didn't give Satan access to the world. But God has not gave Satan sovereignty over the world. So he can only do what God permit him to do. He can only go where God permit him to go. He can only touch what God allows him to touch. Yes, he has access to the world. But God has control over the world. God would only allow so much confusion, so much sickness and lingering. And that's what I said this while ago about COVID. God gonna only let it go so far. And God's gonna take over. Satan think he's winning. Satan think he got a thing on us. But God ain't gonna let Satan control us. Well, my brother and sister, God won't let but so much sickness linger. So much darkness to shadow us, death to deep us. Yes, my brother and sister, wickedness is wide, but God's mercy is wider. In other words, before Satan can even pull up in your driveway, he had to get a permit a slip from God. Well, the third thing I want to point out is that God don't have to explain himself when we're in trouble. When trouble breaks loose in our life, God don't have to explain himself. And God, even though God doesn't have to explain himself, but he will reveal himself while we're going through trouble. And ain't it amazing that everybody seems to have opinion when you're breaking in trouble? Don't it seem that everybody can diagnose your trouble life? And it's funny that when you get out and get sick, God is just paying you back for something that you have done. And it's funny that when you get out and having a hard time, your friends and your loved ones start telling you, he shouldn't have done so. I know that he had to reap what he sowed. But this right here wasn't the case with old Job. But God didn't say nothing to his friends. And his wife even went to Job and said, why don't you curse God and die? But my brothers and sisters, I stopped by this morning to tell you that some people got a bad concept of Miss Job. Some people said that she was a skeezer, said that she wasn't no good. But if you read the story, Miss Job was just like any other woman. She was just like Sister Jackson is by Brother Jackson. She was just like Jane is by Deacon Millsap. She was just like my wife is about me. She hated to see Job suffer. So she told Job, that why don't you go ahead home and cut God and die? I just believe that Miss Job's faith, his faith, didn't have the faith that Job had. Her faith wasn't stronger than Job. But my brother and sister, they judged Job because they said that he had secret sin. But God didn't say a word. And even when they got to the 3rd chapter in Job, Job cried out in the Lord, to the Lord out and about. And he complained about the days he was born. But I'm not about to tell you that he still didn't cut God. Job in the 6th chapter wished that he could die. And when he comes to the 13th chapter, he asked God why. And God still didn't answer Job. But when you go to the 38th chapter, God called Job into the courtroom of human existence. Not to answer Job's question, but to put Job on the witness stand for Job to answer some questions. For God asked Job, said, Job, where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? And who laid the cornerstone of the earth? Job, where were you when all the morning stars began to sing for the Lord and shout for joy? God also revealed to Job that he was, that God himself is infinity. And we ourselves are infinity. God also revealed to Job that he is the creator. And he made us in his own image. In other words, God reminded Job that who he was. And that Job, he the one that made Job. Then God asked Job, to Job, can you explain the creation? Can you oversee my creation? Can you seduce my creation? And just like the heaven is higher than the earth, so is my way higher than your way. So my brother and sister, when trouble come into your life, don't throw a pity party, but throw a praise party. Because when you think about how good God has been to us, and when you think about how God has made a way out of no way, when you think about what he brought us through danger seen and unseen, how he has been our bridge over troubled water, how he has been a company keeper in our lonely hour. You ought to give God some praise. Oh, my brother and sister, I feel my help coming on now. God has been really, really good to us. He blessed us when we didn't even know that we were being blessed. He kept us when we didn't even know we were being kept. You know, he gave us a breakthrough when we didn't even know that we had came through. God has been really good to us. Because when you know how good the Lord has been to you, you ought to give him some signs. And how you've been your burden bearer and your heavy load carrier. How you fix your mind in the regulation. And I can't help but give God some praise. I can't help but tell the Lord, thank you, Lord. Sometimes I had to tell him, thank you, sir. And when I look around, I tell him, Lord, I thank you. I thank you for being so good. And I thank you for being so kind. You've been my bridge over trouble. You've been my food in starving land. You've been water in dry places. You've been a roof when I was outside over my head. And God, I thank you. Do you know the Lord? Do you know he's all right? Do you know he'll pick you up when you're down? I'm a living witness that he'll turn your life around. And God, all right. Why don't you call on him? Why don't you say yeah? Say yeah. Say yeah. God is my all in all. My lily of the valley. My bright morning star. I can hear Job say, God is my everything. God is my everything. That he's worthy. He's worthy to be praised. The reason why I know that he's worthy, Deacon Jackson, the reason why I know he's worthy, because just the other day, God done something for me, and he done something for you. One Friday evening, he went up Calvary Hill on an old cross on his shoulder. God done something for me, and God's done something for you. He stayed there from the 6th to the 9th hour, and he never up me. He got up in me. Pick me up. Turn me around. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad that he's glad. I'm glad that he's glad. You know where the church is over? You can come there. My letter fit in the career is a candidate for baptism. You can come. By the blood is running warm. Why don't you tell somebody how good God been to you? Why don't you tell them about God doing it?